Hello, this is Mike Donovan with Lion Dog African Safaris, and we're going to just have a short discussion on the Northern Park Circuit in Tanzania. Now, this is an excerpt out of our ebook, How to Best Tour Africa. And if you'd like to get the book, you just simply email or phone us and we'll send it to you free of charge. So anyhow, the Northern Park Circuit is actually the best combination of game parks in all of Africa, in northern Tanzania in East Africa. Best visited January, February, or from May to October, with September, October being optimal in that May to October time period. It's a vast area in northern Tanzania. It comprises several parks. So I know this doesn't work very well, but my cursor, I'm just sort of circling the Serengeti here, which extends into Kenya, where it's known as the Masai Mara. But the Masai Mara really is just the very northern extension of the Serengeti ecosystem into Tanzania. The other park comprising the Northern Park Circuit is the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, which in the middle of it has the Ngorongoro Crater, which is an amazing geological feature. And then through here is the Rift Valley Wall. And at the bottom of the Rift Valley Wall, we have the Lake Manyara Park and also the Tarangire Park. Now up here, in a lot of our documents that we send out, we have a lot of links in them. So for instance here, if you just click on this link, it will take us to a video. Oh no, actually it takes us to a wiki site. So it'll either take us to a wiki site or take us to a video. So for instance, perhaps this one here is a video. Let's open that one up. Oh, okay, here we are. So to enlarge the screen, go full screen, we just click over here. And then it talks about Ngorongoro Crater. And probably I'm waiting for the audio to pop up, but oh, here we are. So Ngorongoro Crater, largest caldera or collapsed volcano in Africa. So that's just clicking on those links there. To get out of here, we just push escape on our keyboard. It takes us back to the video here, and then we're back to our document here. Okay, so anyway, Northern Park Circuit, now it involves quite a bit of driving across the several parks there that comprise the Northern Park Circuit. The Serengeti is renowned for the Great Migration. The other features there are the vast savanna plains dotted with kopjes, which are millions of years ago, lava spilled out of the surface and formed these kopjes on the surface of the landscape. Of course, there's Ngorongoro Crater there. There's the Rift Valley. So lots of geography there. Lots of tribal peoples there. Great weather. So it's a very popular spot to go on safari in Africa. You can do a lot of other things while you're there. You can go on a nighttime safari. There's lots of tribal cultural encounters. We can even arrange for you to visit an orphanage or a development project. Oldupai Gorge is there, where Dr. Leakey discovered million-year-old hominids. Again, here's some links here. If you want to do a hot air balloon ride, the Serengeti hot air balloon ride is considered to be the best hot air balloon ride in the world. And then at the end of it, they serve a beautiful champagne breakfast under an acacia tree. If you are a hiker, the Ngorongoro Highland Trek along the top of the Rift Valley Wall is considered to be one of the best treks in the world. Several days of walking along the top of the Rift Valley Wall, led by Maasai guides, and all your gear is hauled by donkeys, and you sleep out in tents, and they cook all your food outside. Very rustic, but again, for people who like a good walking safari. There's also canoe riding, horse riding. There's a snake park. There's a lot of things that you can do when you're on a safari on the Northern Park Circuit. This is a sort of a typical tent This is what we call a mobile tenting camp. I'll explain about that a little bit later on. Now, because there's such a vast area on the Northern Park circuit, there's a lot of driving involved. So you get up in the you get up in the morning, have your breakfast, go out for safari. They'll generally pack you a box lunch. You'll eat your box lunch. You can sit for as long as you want, take pictures, but then you continue safaring and driving until you get to the next camp, where you have a great dinner, eat, socialize, sit around a campfire, meet the other people on safari, sleep, get up the next morning, and then you pretty much redo that, do that same type of tour for several days, typically 5, 6, 7, 8 days in total. We don't recommend any more than that. So we've explained all of that. Now we call that more of a gypsy safari, because you're always on the move, as opposed to a tranquil safari where you kind of stay situated in one place for a longer period of time. Those tranquil type of safaris are more prevalent on the Southern Park circuit, which I'm discussing in another video, or on the Okavango Delta, which I've also discussed on a separate video. One of the things about doing a safari in the Northern Park circuit, as it's a very popular tour area, so you'll generally encounter along the way other people on safari, because of the geography, the tribal peoples, the animals, the migration. This is a great spot for somebody going on their very first safari to Africa, or second or third, but this is a very good area. This area is your best value for a game safari in Africa, and that's important to recognize that. We'll stay at a bunch of different types of camps. You can do this at the economy level, mid-range level, luxury level. If you're going to luxury camps, it'll include spirits, the activities, laundries, and so on and so forth. The venues for the mid-range and the luxury levels can comprise a permanent tented camp, which is a Hemingway-style tent on a raised platform. There'll be an adjoining shower, washroom. It'll be very comfortable beds, versus a mobile tented camp, which is similar to a permanent tented camp. Only thing is they move it with the migration of the animals, so you're always located where there's the migrating animals are located. It's set up on the ground rather than on an elevated platform, but it'll have a rudimentary shower and a washroom in the back, and then there'll be a central complex or a central tent, with both mobile and permanent tented camps. A central complex or a central mess tent where everyone congregates for dinner, drinking, and socializing. And at some of the camps, there's even swimming pools and lounges and what have you. And then also on safari, you can even stay at lodges, brick and stick mortar lodges. And what we do a lot of times with our clients is we'll mix it up. So maybe spend a couple nights at a permanent tented camp, a couple nights at a mobile tented camp, a couple nights at a lodge, just to give you a little variety with your safari. And we can even mix up price levels. So if you want to stay part of the tour on economy, part of the tour on mid-range or luxury, we can mix it up. One of the things I should also mention here, and I didn't mention it here, we also do economy safaris on the Northern Park circuit, and that involves, down on the left-hand corner here, we use these dome tents, fold-out cots, and then there'll be a separate shower and toilet set up separately off the area. And we would actually have a driver guide load up all the camping gear with all your food and all your booze and stuff like that. And we would actually set up camps in special campsites throughout the parks. And you'll still see and experience the same parts of the parks as people staying in the mid-range and the luxury venues, but for a lot less money. So we can do tours, again, as I say, at the economy, mid-range, or the luxury level. Now, the one other thing about safaris on the Northern Park circuit are the vehicles that we use. They're all four-wheel drive, heavy-duty suspension vehicles. Now they have what are called pop-up roofs. So they're sealed sides, but the roof pops up. And I really like this Safari vehicle because the roof pops up. It protects you from the sun and the elements and so on. And I like the aspect that where you can stand up and take a load off your foot, or your butt, I should say, and you can drive around. You can actually stand up while you're driving, so you have great line of sight. You can actually physically turn around 360 degrees. Great for photography. And I also like these vehicles because you're in close proximity to the driver guide, and he's explaining to you what you're looking at, and he can tell you his funny stories and how many wives he has and all that sort of thing. So this is the type of vehicle, to me, this is the best safari vehicle that you can use on safari in Africa. The other ones they use in Okavango Delta or the flying camps that are open-sided, they're also pretty good. But my own preference is for the stand-up pop-up roofed ones. So anyway, that's basically the lowdown on the Northern Park Circuit in Tanzania. Again, this is an excerpt out of our ebook called How to Best Tour Africa. It's an excellent resource for how to best tour Africa. If you'd like to have it sent to you free of charge, no obligation, just simply get hold of us and we'll send it to you.